This is 100 years of Israel, and that's the way we look at it here. The first phase of Israel was agriculture. Then 36, 39, Second World War, independence, 5 wars with the Arabs. We had about 6 to 8 wars, which ended in 73 when we suddenly notified that we're excellent soldiers, but we're not so good industrialists. This area is half Arabs and half Jewish. And we decided the way to make peace with the Arabs is to create a vested interest through export, tell them to send to Japan the product, get you busy out of mischief, and get to work. And delivery problem and quality problem, and you have no time to quarrel about land or water or olives. And to accelerate that thing, ISCAR put up one of his companies here. We have a second facility in Tefen, and then we decided that we want better living quarters to our people, including the Arabs who works with us, and we built up a new town, which is called Rose Town. And then we found that it's good to have a town and good to have industry, but we want more neighbors. So we put up with the Harvard Business School industrial park, which is actually a school we cannot train entrepreneurs, but you can help them a bit in the process. So it's a mixture between 3 or 4 years training in actually conditions. Everybody who wants to come to that school has to bring a business with him, has to show that they can export from the first day, show a business plan, and we will then help him for the first 3 years to, in a way, allow him to function as a small company till he grows and open up to the next phase. Rafi, I don't know if you want to help anything which I forget to say.
Afterwards, in 2 groups, one group is going with Yossi Pano, is over there, and one group is going with Amir Satran, he's over there. So we'll have a possibility to walk around the factory here.
It has to have 2 ground surfaces here on an angle and 2 on the other side. We could grind only one side, but then it would be a right-hand tool only. While the blocks are made for operation right-hand or left-hand, we can hold it on either end of the block by grinding both sides. This robotized unit puts the blades and moves them from a magazine into 2 machines on which the wheels are at an angle. One side is done, and then they are moved by the robot, rotated to the other side, and ground the other side.
Yes, the holes are drilled and tapped, and everything is completed for the surface. And they're quite difficult, you see, because the surface is not orthogonal, is it? No, it's inclined. That's inclined, I think. Yes. So I don't know how they do that. I suppose it's, oh, I see, it's that fixture. It's that fixture.
Behind that group, there's a little video machine that we found a way how to play Atari games, but for adults, and have some useful results out of it. And this is useful for kids, for big kids, and for even for scientists that want to really get results. And this is combined with normal software, artificial intelligence software, video ideas, and a lot of things that basically try the same game that many other people play, how to let people know more and learn more in a simple way.
It's a new idea we brought out, which may be of interest to you. It's a simplification of electronic marketing.
Which problem you want to check?
Chip.
Chip.
Yeah.
Okay. What works? Surface quality, unflat surface, blur dominates. Yeah, look here. Okay.
On parting off on solid bar, large burr remains.
Yeah.
Okay.
A unique wedge-type insert from
History
ISCAR,
of it.
developed
What
in the
developed?
second and third
Purpose to
generations.
have-
The GTN regular
Purpose
type.
to have all
The
the
GTN
follow-up
W
ability,
double
you know,
chip former.
what are you getting? What is it? New and old? It's what it's all about.
Okay. Or
Or for
another
heavier
solution.
cuts, use the SGTBK with wedge clamp.
not so bad.
This is the blade.
Yeah.
The blade in between.
Very nicely made. If it's trouble, it's damaged.
Groove is imprecise and blade is bending. Solution. Adjust overhang of blade in relation to the workpiece.
Yes. These mechanical
Another
people,
dimension.
they have it very easy. They have a cure for everything.
And chip breaker, break chip from here, and from here, and from all angles.
Let me see. Have you been to Japan?
Many times.
Oh, yeah. Are you setting up this in Japan? Good, good. That's what I thought. Yeah. I know ISCAR products ships to Japan.
We like to work in Japan because Japanese people know very good what they want. Many industries come in, and we try all the time to prove that it can be clean, it can be combined with art, and an artist come around here too. Giving people an atmosphere of, let's do things, let's do, and let's do it clever, let's do it for export, let's do it with high-tech things, happens. And we're trying to show the model that the idea can work any place.
Industrial park, small startup business, which we help him to be seen as a medium size. We've seen ISCAR, which can serve as a model for those startup businesses, how they would like to be seen when they get big.
I would say it's a very unusual thing for me as somebody who has been in the carbide tool business for 35 years. Before I was apprentice, actually together I think it's 44 years now. And to see the name of Königsberg and all other names here, and to remember all my books, and to see that all these names have faces. There are certain things which most of the people think they are only in their country. But since I've been in politics a bit myself and I failed, and I tried to get my ideas through in different ways, and now they pushed me to the Lebanese border as the last station to try it out. I'm trying to explain what I slowly find out, which is very unusual. Humanity is fighting about things which mostly are outdated. And I think our technical progress is creating a lot of chances on one side, but a lot of problems on the other side. I personally found have one big problem. Under different systems, which we have to be careful not to ignore. And this is too little freedom to people, too much government involvement, in most countries, not all around. And we sometime, and probably too high taxes. So real humanity starts with common real interests, and real interests are a way to peace, and I think in our hands are part of the peacemaking abilities, because we deal with production abilities, which is the next fight in the world, which is export, which everybody wants to gain his dollars back and to gain a part of the world or his independence. And I think the word defense getting smaller with nuclear things coming out. So I think the word independence gets bigger, and the ability to work together globally is a much more important aspect. So borders will shrink, and what I'm doing here, sitting about 7 kilometers from the Lebanese border, I hope that if we could put up places like this around this border, which is 80 kilometers, 10 of them or 5 of them, and sell half of them to the Lebanese and to the Arabs and half of them to the Israelis, it's much better than barbed wire. And I would like you to go back and think that Israel found its place after 2,000 years of wandering around and being a minority, and we want to be a majority. We don't want to go through the whole problems again. And help us to be an independent nation by help us to develop a strong, competitive, normal, friendly, friend, competitor, associate. And this is actually what I wanted to tell you, and thanks for listening so patiently.
Ladies, gentlemen, dear friends, colleagues, and especially, I would say, dear Stef Wertheimer. I must say this is, for me, an extraordinary situation, because it's the first time I'm talking to such a distinguished group in Galilee, in a place which didn't exist short time ago in Tefen, and in a full moon evening in the August of 1986. So this will be an unique moment to be remembered all the rest of my lifetime. Stef Wertheimer has just expressed his feelings about the needs to develop a better future for us, for the world, for our children, which has always been the desire of a generation. But I feel what he has said is really true. And the ideas he has presented to us are backed up by what he has done during his lifetime. And I feel at the beginning there was something we all need. And that's a dream, maybe a dream in a full moon night like this, to have expectations. Next step might be imagination, and then reflection about how could I fulfill, how could I realize my dreams. Many people stop at this very moment and say, well, just it's too much work, too much burden. Others do not. And one of these is our host of today, Stef Wertheimer. But to make a dream to become real, to become reality, to serve these ideas, to give other people a chance to live in peace, to make the best out of their lives in a, as far as possible in our politically determined world, free surrounding, which allows free decisions to a certain amount. This requires some other abilities of a human being. It requires willpower. It requires courage. It requires persistence and energy, and another time energy, to my belief. So all these properties and abilities combined in our host Stef Wertheimer have led to the realization of a dream. In the barren lands of Galilee, I just wanted to say that we all are very deeply impressed about what has been accomplished here in the barren lands of Galilee. And here is the working place of people to cooperate, although of various religions and races, to live there in the barren land in houses nicely arranged in a modernly designed city rose garden. And again, here is some dream. People should live with flowers around their houses, so they should have a good life altogether. And that's something I feel is something sometimes forgotten by politicians. So now I'm coming to the end of my short speech, and this end, I feel, of course, is to be devoted to express our sincere thanks to our host of today, Stef Wertheimer, to him personally, to his family, to all the members of his company who have tried and contributed to make this afternoon and evening and also the beginning full moon night commemorable. And I feel all of you won't forget that for the rest of your lifetime. It's one of the unique opportunities you have, one of these chances which are not given to many people.
We heard about the full moon. Tonight is the 15th of the Hebrew month of Ab. That is one before the last in the Hebrew calendar. And ever since biblical periods, that night has been celebrated as the night of love and the night of lovers. And we've heard so many messages of love, and I think it was beautiful. It was put right tonight with this beautiful moon.
ما حد